Afternoon, everybody. Or I believe it's still afternoon, getting close to evening. I'm going to make a cake here that I tried out, and I liked it pretty well. It's pretty good. It's almost better than that other cake I make, which is I call awesome cake. This one's called Cherries in the Snow. And you use an angel food cake. You use a box of that cream cheese at room temperature, 8 ounces, half a cup of powdered sugar, put that with that cream cheese, and half a cup of whole milk. I use whole milk. That's what my recipe calls for, because this ain't no skinny boy dessert. We ain't worried about calories here. We worried about just goodness. And so now we're going to mix all this together until it's real smooth. It's a little hard to mix with that. I might use my hand mixer, but I want to get this stirred up with this powdered sugar first, with this cream cheese. And what I mean by a hand mixer is a hand mixer. Because you're supposed to do it until you get it smooth. And we will. I think you guys can see that. Hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. I was going to make this cake for Christmas dessert, but we didn't really go nowhere. We just stayed home. Had a little sickness running around the house here with some flu. My wife's feeling a lot better now. I thought I'd make her even feel better. Make one of these cakes. This is my hand mixer that I use. I got one of them big old electric mixers, but I didn't want to drag it out just for this. Figured this would just take me a minute or two. Because we're going to need about 12 ounces of Cool Whip here in a minute that we're going to mix in here with this. And I'm just going to mix it in there with a fork, kind of fold it in there. I might use a spoon. But however you want to mix it, just mix this until it's kind of smooth. You're never going to get that cream cheese completely dissolved, or at least I don't. I've never had luck with getting that done. Maddie's in there. I don't know if you can see her, but she's saying, is he making cake? Because Maddie loves the pudding bowl. And of course, old Duke, he's laying over here behind me. He loves it too. Well, I think I got that pretty smooth. There's still a few little balls in it. By the time we get her done, that ain't gonna hurt nothing. This cake's pretty simple, pretty easy. Now they say that you're supposed to use 12 ounces of Cool Whip, which is, these are 8-ounce cartons. I'll see what it looks like after I get one in there. I don't know about anybody else. They make stuff so damn hard to open anymore. It's just it gets nerve-wracking. So we take that Cool Whip and we're just going to kind of mix it in there slow. I'm just going to use a fork. We're just going to beat that in there, just kind of stir it in there where it becomes part of that mixture. And comes little Maddie girl. She says, I know you're doing a cake. You guys behave. I don't want no wrestling matches going on. They will get they'll get the empty Cool Whip container and the lid. Duke, he has a hard time getting his whole face in one of them Cool Whip containers. And I do got another one in here because the recipe that I saw out there actually calls for 12 ounces of Cool Whip. So that would be about 1.5 of these little containers, more or less. You know, it's whatever kind of whipped cream you want to use. You want to make your own. I know lots of people do, but I like Cool Whip. The bullies like Cool Whip. We're gonna give them just a little here. I'm gonna grab just another container here, and because you can't go wrong. There ain't no such thing. In my mind, it's too much Cool Whip. And this one they even made harder to get open. Here, dude. Get that over there. Put that in there and see what it looks like. Because what we're going to do after we get this mixed up, we're going to take that angel food cake. And you can bake your own angel food cake. And you can buy it at the grocery store. I buy mine at a little old local bakery over here that's close to me called Country Oven Bakery. And he makes really good angel food cake. Now I wished I could tell you how much one of his cakes are. But I just really never pay attention because I know that I can't make it for the price that I buy it from him. You know, by the time I pay for all the ingredients and my labor and stuff. And I would do that if his wasn't so good, but his are just, I've been eating them for a long time. And they're just pretty dang good cake. That looks like a pretty good mixture to me. So what we're going to do is kind of set that aside. After we get her, I think we got her whipped up pretty good. I think you can see that pretty good. And see what we're going to do is we're going to cut this cake into what you call bite-sized pieces. You know, here's one of his angel food cakes. I mean, they're just beautiful. And they just taste so doggone good, I tell you. You can't hardly go wrong with one of them. I don't think. I never have. And I've been, I'll probably get me one of these cakes a week. Because I love angel food cake. I love cherries. I love strawberries. And I just like angel food cake about any way you can picture. This is called Cherries in the Snow. And I'm telling you, if you're watching my recipe here, you give this cake a shot. No matter what, you give it a shot. And you won't be disappointed. If you're I tear them up into chunks about like that. About like that right there. It's a bite-sized chunk, 1-inch piece. However you want to do it. And then we're going to fold this in as we go. When we get done, we'll want every piece of that cake covered with this mixture that we mixed. And it will be. You know, you can use a spoon. What do they call them things? Let's see. I don't know what they call these things. I tried remembering the other night. I don't know if that's what you call a spatula. It ain't a spatula. I just can't remember what to call them, but you can use that to fold it in too. Tonight I'm using a fork. That fork just works so good. And as we go, we'll kind of mix some of this up in here. And you can, I tell you what, this would be a great recipe to do with kids. They'd have a blast. And you could really teach them a lot at the same time. Because it's pretty relaxing, you know, you're just tearing this cake up. Got your little bulldogs watching you. I'll tell you what, them bulldogs are spoiled. I'll try to get the camera on them here in a minute, just for the heck of it. Just for the heck of it, we will. You know, and you might have to lick your fingers a time or two while you're doing this, because that cake's good and moist, kind of sticky. And you don't want to break your cake down a whole lot. I mean, you're not gonna. Just make sure you get everything covered. Because you're gonna think that you got a lot here by the time you get around there. But it's gonna fill a cake pan, 9 by 13 cake pan. And sometimes, you know, depending on how long you let your cake sit, I let mine sit in the ice box before I use it. It might get a little crumbly, but you're always gonna have a few crumbs. But all I can say is if you try this cake and you don't like it, you're going to need to seek out a little help. Because just ain't no hope for you, because it's good. I mean, I don't know what the secret is with this one. I don't know what the secret is with the other one. They're both really good. We got a little more cake to put in there before we go to the cake pan. We might try that. I might fold that thing in there a little bit. Somebody out there comment and tell me what the heck that thing is, because I can't remember. I was trying to think of it the other night. I wanted to call it a spatula, and I know it ain't no spatula. You know, you really don't make a big mess with this cake, but if you're like me, you'll make a little mess. There ain't gonna be no whole lot of dishes. And I'm gonna reach down here and just give my pups a little bite. Wash my hands right quick before I get that cake pan out. Like I say, I just got a little video kitchen. It's just for me and my bullies. You can kind of see them both in there right now. And the third one, she's in the other room, and I'm glad of that, because she be hanging out with me too. And then we really ain't got no room. Got me an old standby cake pan here somewhere I can find. Yeah, right there we go. I'm gonna set it right up here. And I'm gonna fold this in a little bit. Make sure I got it all covered. We use this here spatula or whatever. I wish I could remember what they call it. And we'll just get that all mixed up. I don't know where everybody watches from. I hope I get a few more subscribers. I am getting a few more views on my shorts. But now this ain't no short. This is a recipe. And, you know, I hope people look at it and want to give it a try and subscribe, because I will be putting more recipes out there. Having more fun with the bulldogs. Looking forward to the new year. Got me several projects I'm going to do just around the house here. You know what I got to do? I need to get my house painted this spring. You know, I was going to do that last year. Hell, the year went by too quick. We can always use that for an excuse. Yeah. Maddie must have got a rush off that cooler. Try that. Okay, and we just spread that out in that pan. Everybody see that? We're just going to spread that out in that pan. Not mash it down really, but just spread her out. Try to get it as even as possible. You know. And just rake it across there. I mean, you're gonna what I call mashing. You're gonna mash your cake a little bit, but not too much. You just don't want to mash it. Otherwise, you won't be eating no cake. You'll just be eating mush. And I mean, this does look like I mashed it, but I didn't. I'm just trying to get her even here. It don't got to be pretty, because you know what we're going to do next? We are going to top that with some cherries. I tell you, the older I get, the more I am into convenience. So, I'm going to use 2 cans of cherries. These are 21 ounce, so 42 ounces of cherries is what this recipe calls for. And I like these lids. You know, cherry pie filling is costly. I got this on sale the other day though for, I don't know, $3.29 a can, I think, and they're a good brand of cherries. Most convenient thing about them is you ain't got to use no dang can opener to open that top with. There's old Taz. He's wanting in on it. This brand of cherries that I'm using here is called Lucky Leaf. You can get them at any grocery store. Well, I say that. You can get them at the grocery stores I go to. Because usually they're pretty, you know, they're one of the costlier brands of cherries. And they're on sale. Because these are good cherries. And I figure if you're going to take all this time going to making a cake, I figure you might as well do it right. And I don't think there's no such thing as too much cherries. Some people might, but I ain't one of them. I don't know of anybody that's like that either. Yeah, my grandson might be. You know, there are a few people in the world that don't like cherries. So that's where they need to use something like strawberry pie filling, or strawberry rhubarb pie filling. And we about got this cake put together. So we'll spread that out nice and even. The bullies are wanting to play. Maddie and Duke. Maddie's wanting Duke out of the kitchen. So she's trying to get him to play. So I took 2 cans of cherries and I laid in on top of here. Then I'm gonna just try to push them off, you know, so when you get a piece of cake, you can get some cherries. I'll tell you, anybody that ever thinks about getting them a bird, that's a blue macaw we got. He's worse than any of the dogs. Ain't he, Duke? That's a finished product. It's called Cherries in the Snow. And the recipe again is 1 9-inch angel food cake. Store-bought, buy it at your local bakery. I'm blessed right here. I've got a local bakery close to me. If you're close to me, it's called the Country Oven Bakery. It's in Marienthal, Kansas. And him and his crew, can't say enough about them. They're just super. So I'll go over these ingredients again with you while I clean up my mess a little bit. But that 1 9-inch angel food cake, you need an 8-ounce block of that cream cheese, half a cup of milk, and a half a cup of powdered sugar. You mix all that together in a big bowl. The cream cheese, the sugar, the powdered sugar, and a half a cup of milk. And when you get that mixed up together where it's pretty smooth and not real lumpy, add in, little at a time, 12 ounces of Cool Whip, or whatever whipped cream you prefer, whatever you like. But Cool Whip is what my recipe calls for. 12 ounces, a little more, a little less. And then you just mix that in there until you get it all folded and it looks like a nice creamy deal. And then you take your angel food cake, you tear it into bite-sized chunks, mix it into that bowl with that mixture. And then when you get all that folded together, you go ahead and put it in a 9 by 13 cake pan, baking pan, whatever you want to call it. Then you're going to need 2 cans of cherry pie filling, or any kind of pie filling you like. You use apple, you could use strawberry rhubarb. You could try whatever you like. But cherries is real good, I'm telling you, it's real good. This time I used Lucky Leaf brand cherries, but I imagine any kind of brand you want. You just spread that on top of there, them 2 cans of cherries, and then I'm going to take some press and seal, and I'm going to put on top of there, and we're going to set it in the ice box till we're ready to eat it here later. Of course, we're not going to eat it all in one setting. And as long as you keep that press and seal on there, for me and my wife, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, about 4 nights. That cake will last us about 4 nights, unless we get some company. I don't know if any company will come by and want a piece of that cake. But anyway, there you go. That's called Cherries in the Snow. And that's just my cake recipe to end off the year. And thanks for watching. And if anybody watches it and knows what you call that thing, it's not a spatula, I know that. I'm not sure what they call it. Or any questions on the recipe, just put them out there in the comment section. I'll take a look and I'll definitely answer them for you. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hope you enjoy the recipe. I guarantee you'll like it. And just get your kids busy helping you make it. Just have a good time with it. It's great. It's a great recipe. It's easy. Ain't no cooking involved. None of that unless you're baking the angel food cake. So I'm going to let you go. And we'll talk at you later. God bless.